When you haven't paid taxes since 2012, or you got some, what do you call that?
The math says $8 million, 4 fights, $2 million fight, right? But $2 million is my minimum.
Only for her to recently drop the last name that she had with Papoose, Reminisce Mackey. So she's no longer Mackey, she is Reminisce.
Let's slow this story down and walk through it carefully, because what's been spreading online lately feels less like a rumor and more like a storm that keeps getting bigger with every new post, clip, and comment. Right now, social media is buzzing with talk about Papoose, and the conversation has reached a point where people aren't just whispering anymore. They're debating, arguing, and trying to figure out what's real and what's just part of the noise that comes with fame. This isn't being treated like a small piece of gossip. To many fans, it feels like a full-scale scandal unfolding in real time. People are refreshing their feeds, watching podcast clips, reading screenshots, and sharing reactions as fast as new information appears. Everyone wants to be the first to connect the dots, the first to spot a pattern, or the first to say, "I knew something wasn't right." A lot of this attention picked up after Tasha K talked about the situation on her podcast. Instead of hinting at drama, she came out strong, saying she had proof that Papoose had been living what she described as a double life. According to her, while the public believed he was committed to Claressa Shields, there was another woman involved behind the scenes. She claimed this wasn't just a small mistake or a brief moment of poor judgment. In her version of the story, it was something planned and hidden over time. What made people stop and listen was the way she presented her claims. She didn't just talk. She shared what she called receipts. These included voice recordings, screenshots of private messages, and video clips that she said showed secret meetings and close moments that were never meant for the public to see. Once those clips and screenshots started spreading, the internet reacted fast.
With Claressa for a check at her fight, he was rapping, he got paid to do that. He wasn't coming out there for free, okay? And so he's trying to get his name back.
Suddenly, timelines were filled with blurred photos, short audio clips, and captions trying to explain what each piece of evidence meant. Some people believed everything right away. Others questioned the source, the timing, and the motivation behind releasing it all. But whether people believed it or not, they were definitely watching. In the version of the story that's been circulating, Papoose is described as someone who knew exactly what he was doing. The messages that were shared online were read as cold and direct. One line that went viral was a message where he was supposedly ending things with Claressa in a short, blunt way. That single sentence alone sparked thousands of comments. People called it heartless. Others said there had to be more context. But once it was out there, it took on a life of its own. For Claressa, the reaction from the public has been heavy. Many people online believe she was caught off guard by everything that came out. Supporters say she looked blindsided and hurt, especially as clips and messages were being replayed over and over. To them, it felt like watching someone realize the truth in front of millions of strangers at the same time.
I'm noticing a lot of content creators are really going through it. A lot that I personally feel like didn't have a plan for a rainy day. You know, they splurged, they got the really nice apartment, the really nice car. You know, they're living this lifestyle to be content creators. And now I'm hearing that this is probably the biggest content creator apocalypse ever, along with the hip hop artists who are tax liens up to their neck. We just debuted yesterday, Papoose and Remy. I don't know if you're familiar with the hip hop, couple. And Papoose has about $400,000 in tax liens. Remy has $700,000. This is it, and people think, well, they're not broke.
What made things even more emotional was how public it all became. Instead of dealing with a private breakup behind closed doors, Claressa's pain seemed to be unfolding on screens everywhere. Fans were leaving messages of support, sharing her old interviews, and talking about how strong she had always seemed. At the same time, others were arguing about whether the situation was being exaggerated or used for attention. Papoose's response, or what people saw as his response, added another layer to the drama. Instead of staying silent, there were moments where he appeared defensive in recordings and social media posts. To some viewers, it looked like he was trying to explain himself. To others, it felt like he was making things worse by reacting at all. Tasha K, meanwhile, continued to share more clips and comments, saying this wasn't new behavior. In her telling, this was part of a pattern that stretched back years. She connected names, timelines, and moments from the past, suggesting that this wasn't the first time emotions and attention had been mixed in complicated ways. As more material spread, people began treating the story like a puzzle. They compared dates on screen.
Saying Pap is my manager because it's not. Let's start there. Stop that shit. I've been tired of y'all saying that. Y'all know it's a lie. It's not true. Stop saying that he got any money from me, because no, he didn't. I was going to sign a big lucrative deal no matter who I signed with, but the biggest and most lucrative deal that I signed with was Salida and Win Records, which was $8 million. And all that money came to my account. So let's get that going also too.
Screenshots, listened closely to voices and audio clips, and paused videos to study body language. Some called it investigative work. Others called it unhealthy obsession. Either way, the story kept growing. One of the strongest reactions came from fans who felt disappointed. Papoose had long been seen by many as steady, loyal, and grounded. For those people, these claims challenged the image they had built in their minds. They felt like something they believed in had been shaken. At the same time, not everyone accepted the story at face value. Some questioned Tasha K's role in releasing everything so publicly. They asked whether exposing private messages and moments was about revealing the truth, or about driving views and attention. That debate became a story of its own, with people arguing about the ethics of turning someone else's pain into content. Then there was the other woman mentioned in the claims, who suddenly found herself pulled into the spotlight. Her name started trending alongside the others, and people began analyzing her reactions, her posts, and even her side.
Hey guys, I feel like I go backwards every time mentally, you know, but I feel like I grow and I learn, but it's like, dang, I wish I could have the mindset I have in camp throughout my entire life. I feel like I elevate and grow so much throughout camp, man. And then it's like my real life comes back and it's like, oh, here we go.
Some saw her as part of the problem. Others said she was just another person caught in a situation that spiraled out of control. What makes this whole thing so intense is how layered it feels. It's not just about who was with who. It's about trust, reputation, power, and how quickly public opinion can change. One day, someone is praised for their loyalty and strength. The next day, they're being questioned and criticized by thousands of strangers. Social media has turned this into something bigger than a personal conflict. It's become a public event. Podcasts are breaking it down. Reaction videos are popping up. Comment sections are full of long threads where people argue back and forth about what really happened. For Claressa, many fans say the hardest part is seeing her professional achievements pushed to the side. She's known for her dedication, her success in boxing, and her focus. But now, so much of the conversation around her name is tied to this situation instead of her career. For Papoose, the focus has been on his image and character. People are looking at old interviews, past lyrics, and previous public moments, trying to see if there were signs they missed. Some defend him, saying no one outside the relationship knows the full story. Others say the leaked material speaks for itself. And for Tasha K, the response is split down the middle. Some praise her for bringing hidden things into the open. Others criticize her for adding fuel to an already painful situation. Either way, her role in this story is now permanent. What stands out most is how emotional this has become for everyone watching. People aren't just commenting casually. They're reacting with anger, sadness, and even personal stories of their own experiences with betrayal and trust. This isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. For many, it touches something deeper.
For some reason, he doesn't understand how I got a platform this size. The same way I can't understand how he's still the same size he was, but he claimed that he don't lost weight.
Every new clip, every new screenshot, and every new post feels like another chapter. Just when it seems like the story might slow down, something else surfaces and pulls everyone back in. At the center of all this, three names keep coming up again and again. Each one represents a different part of the story. Heartbreak, defense, and exposure. Together, they've created a situation that feels almost unreal in how public and intense it has become. The bigger question people keep asking is simple but heavy. How much of this is truth, and how much is shaped by the internet's hunger for drama? Without hearing directly and clearly from everyone involved, most of what exists is interpretation layered on top of claims. Still, that hasn't stopped the conversation. If anything, it's made it louder. This story has become a reminder of how fast things can change in the public eye. One moment, someone is admired. The next, they're being questioned. One post can shift the entire tone of how a person is seen. As more people tune in, the pressure grows. Fans wait for statements. Commentators wait for responses. And everyone waits to see if more receipts will be released. For now, this situation continues to live online, shaped by reactions, opinions, and constant updates. It's not just about what happened anymore. It's about how people feel about what they think happened. And until someone involved steps forward with a clear, full explanation, this story will likely keep evolving. New theories will appear. Old clips will resurface. And the conversation will keep moving forward, one post at a time. In the end, what makes this so powerful isn't just the claims themselves. It's how they've turned into a shared experience for millions of people watching from the outside. Love, trust, image, and reputation are all being discussed in real time, on screens across the world. This is no longer a private issue. It's a public moment. And for better or worse, the internet is still waiting to see what happens next.